Hello, hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? We are just connecting here. Okay, request to join. I want to send your request, TCM, just to see if you can accept. I send you a request, TCM. Just you have to accept it.
Okay. Uh, Once again, accept. Okay.
Accept. Okay, perfect, beautiful. And then I'm just gonna put some background
There we
music here. Alrighty. So, how you guys doing?
Hello, welcome everybody.
So let's see. We're just gonna wait a little bit for people to start joining in. We just had our live in Spanish, and that was actually really good. How are you doing, Isiam? Today is Mother's Day in Mexico.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
U.S., Canada, and some areas like Chile, they're going to have Mother's Day on Sunday. So
Congratulations to all the
congratulations.
mothers.
That's right.
Happy
That's
Mother's
right.
Day.
Happy Mother's Day in advance. So, what do you think, Isiam? Should we start or should we wait a little bit? What do you think?
Yeah, let's start.
Perfect. So, today, guys, we have another law from the Kibalion, right, that we've been talking about. Yeah, I keep hearing the echo, but it's all good. So you see, Isiam, from time immemorial, humanity has sought to understand the mysteries that have governed the universe and our lives. So in this constant journey of discovery, one law has stood out for its omnipresence, let's say, and its influence in all aspects of existence, which this one is the law of cause and effect. And this law is also known as the law of cause and consequence.
So today we will explore how this law permeates not only in our physical world, but also in our mental, emotional, and spiritual, shaping our experience and delineating our destiny. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to the law. Luck or change is nothing more than the name given to this law. So there are many planes of causality, but only nothing escapes from this law.
Yeah, nothing escapes from this law, right? Not even me. I tried when I was a kid. I was chasing my sisters. Remember, Siam? I was chasing you guys and so on. My dad was paying for me to learn some kickboxing. No, yeah, kickboxing or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was learning all these different things, and I was practicing. And I wanted to practice with my sisters, right? I was the youngest, so I was chasing them, and so that actually had a consequence, right? So you might heard at this principle and even put it into practice yourself at some point, right? From a very young age, like me, you have been taught, right, that everything that we do has a consequence, whether good or bad. In my case, it wasn't good; it was bad. So this principle is the cause and effects. That's what it refers to.
For example, if we forgot to drink water on a hot summer day, this can lead us to experience dehydration and feel dizzy or have a headache at night, making it difficult to sleep. So this could be the effect of not drinking enough water during the day.
That's right. Or in other occasions, like I was saying in Spanish, right? Or that can cause also kidney stones. So you see, this law is one of the most important to understand and apply in our lives. Why? Because when we understand and we assume responsibility for our actions and understand that we are the creators of our own reality and not the victims of our circumstances. Okay, so we've been talking about all this before, right?
This knowledge takes us out of our comfort zone, where we attribute our experience to others. So, by understanding this law, we transcend those limiting beliefs and reclaim our power as being created in the image and likeness of the Creator.
That's right, Isiam. And so you see, this law operates constantly. Our decisions either could be conscious or subconscious decisions, right? These ones generate causes that in turn produce effects in our physical life. And you will say, yeah, well, it's quite obvious, right? But since everything is energy, and that we've been talking about it, right, including our thoughts, our choices begin as thoughts first, then later they materialize in our reality. So be careful, like we keep saying, be careful what you are thinking because you are manifesting 24/7. You decide if it's for good or for bad, right?
Exactly, and each cause can trigger multiple effects, which it can turn in a new causes, thus creating like a chain of interconnected events. So the strange and constancy and attention that you give to your thoughts determine the magnitude of these effects.
Yeah, so for example, a couple having children and those children in turn having offspring clearly exemplifies, Isiam, the principle of the cause and effect in action, right? So every thought that we have can trigger a series of events depending on our energy and focus. Because remember, whatever you focus on, energy follows, right? So we are the architects of our reality. We can say like all that you can get it. So shaping our destinies, yeah, with every choice that we are taking.
Exactly, everything we do daily, even if it seems small, has an impact in our immediate future, even on our distant future. The interesting thing here is about this example that um, doesn't just stop as the cause and effect, because when we have a cause and effect, the effect can also become a cause for a subsequent effect, which generates like a domino effect. I hope you get it, guys.
Yeah, I like those domino effects. It's actually that's why we chose like a domino effect picture here, right, in the background. For you guys in Instagram, you cannot see it, but in the other platforms that we are streaming live, we have a beautiful picture of these dominoes all gathering together and creating a domino effect, right? So this is important to understand, okay, and how this principle works to just to use it in our benefit, right? It's like every kind of law that is up there. So
Exactly.
we have already said it before that doing good actions or good things by the vibration principles, right, will be attracting those good actions and circumstances to us or for us.
So this law is also known as the law of sowing and reaping, and established that sowing is optional. If you choose what you sow, then and when you do it, when you harvest is inevitable once you have sown. What you reap is yours and yours alone, and it's your responsibility to mown it and gather it and enjoy it. If you don't like the taste of onions, then why you sow onions, right? Because eventually, everything that you're gonna reap, everything that you're gonna take, is everything that you focus on it.
That's right. So pretty much like all those seeds that you are putting in, right? It's the what is going to be manifesting in your future. So I hope that this makes sense, guys. This law is a reminder that our actions have consequences, and we must be aware of what we choose to do in our lives, so that if we manage to merge that principle with the principle of cause and effect, we find ourselves with a very powerful tool here of positive domino effect, like Isiam was saying, which will trigger a series of positive events for our life.
This law states that everything we experience in life is the result of previous causes. Our actions, our thoughts, and emotions have consequences that manifest as an effects in our life and in the world around us. Events are interconnected in a chain of causes and effects that extends over the time. Each effect becomes a cause for new events, and it is creating a continuous flow of cause and effect in this reality.
Yeah, and just thinking of like what I was explaining earlier, right? I didn't realize what was going to be the cause, but what I was doing, it had an effect, right? And it wasn't good. My dad dropped me off, and I couldn't continue learning martial arts. So, understanding this law, Isiam, involves recognizing our responsibility in creating our experiences. Once again, we are the creators of our own reality. I don't need to work for that. I keep repeating it, and I know, but it's really, really important. Okay. So our choices and actions have consequences, and we are responsible for them. So understanding the law, we can anticipate and prevent certain unwanted outcomes, quite obviously, right? And by adjusting our actions and decisions, we can also correct or modify the causes to change the effects that we experience in our lives.
This law is often related to concepts such as karma and cosmic justice. It is believed that our actions generate karma, which is the total sum of our causes and effects. It's important to know that karmic debts are not resolved simply through suffering. It is necessary to learn the inherent lessons. On some occasions, it may happen that we live this life without having completely resolved our karma. And this is linked to the notion of reincarnation, where in the
Yeah,
next life you complete your karma.
yeah, it's one of those things, right? It's basically what they say, right? That if we didn't learn those lessons, then we're gonna come back to see if we can learn them, and if we don't learn them, then we come back again and again, right? Obviously, that's if you believe in reincarnation. So, pretty much the consequences of our actions can manifest in future existence. Okay? Our experiences are not the result of change, but of causality. And according to the law that Isiam was mentioning, the law of karma, every event has a reason for being, and this is the only possible explanation for the inequalities, that we observe in our world. So pretty much the privilege or challenges that we face, yeah, whether by birth, natural circumstances, or even health, are experiences that basically I was talking about, right? That fall within our personal responsibility.
Exactly. So this law of karma teaches that life is not governed by luck or coincidences, and therefore there is no room for likelihood. Life is when life then becomes like a boomerang, you know, where if you seek to harm someone, you will end up being harmed. Everything you sow will be reaped by you. Remember, even the good things or the bad things.
Yeah, it goes can go either way, right? So pretty much this law can also be applied in various aspects of our everyday life, to be from personal decision making to understanding global events. right? So by recognizing that our actions have consequences, we can make more conscious decisions and direct our lives towards more desirable outcomes, right?
And to use this law to our advantage, we can follow these simple tips. Be good, be upright, honest, respectful, supportive person. Treat others as you believe you would like to be treated. Contribute to the common good of the progress of humanity.
Yeah, and that's something very important, Isian, that you mentioned here. Because if you start treating the people the way how you want people to treat you, things will change, right? Because obviously you want people to treat you well. So then if you start seeing that aspect and start implementing that, that's a golden nugget. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Thank you. So basically try to avoid the evil or try not to harm anyone. I'm saying try because sometimes you harm people by saying something that you don't really mean it, right? So try not to lie, to steal, or deceive. Okay? Try not to manipulate or abuse anyone. Manipulation can be, we talked before, right? It can be as an example like where you feel the victim, and you see as an example I'm very sick, and that's the only you see that your kids start like talking to you because you're sick, and then you just want to be sick because now you have that tension. That's manipulation, right? So try not to manipulate anyone, and try to not generate violence, hatred, or suffering.
Also, accept the consequences. Recognize the effects of your actions and accept the lessons that they bring you. Do not victimize yourself for what happens to you. Learn from your mistakes and correct your behaviors.
That's a very important one too, Isian. Yeah. So learning, because most of the time we do something and we don't learn, and that's why we keep repeating things, right? So remember that this law invites us all to be aware of our actions and choices. And that's one of the things that we keep mentioning, right? Becoming aware of what you're doing. That's the first step of okay? So recognizing our responsibility in creating our experiences and then co-creating the world around us.
And by recognizing that we are the creators of our reality, we can give a new meaning to the people, to the situations, and the things in our world. By evaluating how these circumstances make us feel, we can also identify if our past actions have been positive or have been negative.
Yeah. So when we're choosing a situation here that generates negative feelings, that we can examine more closely, right? And I'm going like this because it's kind of like the horses, right? It reminds me of horses in Acapulco because they don't see anything around and they're just focused, right? Like, oh, what's ahead? So that's pretty much, if we can examine these closely, you can ask yourself, and I hope that these are golden nuggets. I hope that you can take note here, okay? If you don't have anywhere to write, you can pause this if you're watching this later on. Or you can see the replay on YouTube, Facebook, at Rough Energetics, or Isian. Okay? So this is one of the questions that I would like you to ask. You can ask yourself, what specific aspects of this situation make me uncomfortable? Whatever the situation it is, right? So once again, what specific aspect of this situation is making me uncomfortable? And be honest, right? Then whatever is comes, just write it down. Now the next thing is going to be, what role do I play in it? And just be sincere, be honest. So by reflecting on our past actions that led to this situation, we can take the next steps to change our perspective and approach it in a different situation for the future.
Exactly.
Okay? So this exercise empowers us to take control of our lives and transform our experiences into lessons of our personal growth.
And also remember that being aware that our actions and thoughts not only affect our personal reality, but it also affects and have an impact on the world around us. The law of cause and effect is not limited solely to your individual experience, but it's also influencing our social, cultural, and how do you say
Environmental.
it exactly surrounded that everything that surrounds us.
That's right. So now repeat environmental.
Environmental,
That's right.
environmental.
See, so very much being aware, right? Like Isiam, like there was like a moment there. She became aware. So becoming aware of our thoughts and actions allows us to make decisions more aligned with our values and goals, which in turn influences the quality of the effects that we experience in our lives and in the world at large, right?
We must recognize that we are the architects of our reality, and that it implies taking responsibility for our choices and their consequences instead of blaming others or external circumstances for what we experience. So, this law of cause and effect invites us to look inward and recognize our active role in creating our life.
That's right. Karencita joined it. Hello,
Hi.
Karencita. I hope you're doing great. So, while we cannot control all external variables here, we do have the power to choose how to respond to the circumstances that arise, right? I was saying in Spanish that, as an example, if you're in traffic and someone cuts you off, right? You don't know why that person is speeding, if there's an emergency, right? But it depends how you're going to respond towards that. You're gonna be like mad and saying things to that person, right? Or you're just gonna drop it and say, "Oh, interesting. He cut me off. Maybe he's in a hurry. There must be something going on, right?" And if you want to drop it, because if you want to keep it, then you're angry, mad because this person cut you off in traffic and you're going home. And then, your kids, your loved ones are like, "Oh, how's your day?" And then you're furious and now you're taking it on them. And then they're asking, "Oh, how was your day?" "Oh, this person cut me off in traffic." Now, you're stuck on that situation. You're making that situation to rule your life, right? So cultivating an attitude of acceptance and gratitude and even resilience can help us navigate the effects that we reap as a result of our causes.
In conclusion, the law of cause and effect is a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all things in this universe. It teaches us that every action has a repercussion, that every choice shapes our destiny, and that only we are responsible for the consequences of our decisions.
It's true because we cannot point fingers, right? We're the ones doing it. We're the ones doing the action, like me. I was doing the action without seeing the consequences. And then when I realized the consequence, it was too late. One of those things. That's how you learn, right? At least
Yeah,
you
that's
think.
how kids learn, exactly. That's how you learn.
Although sometimes, like when I was a kid, it seems that I didn't learn because I was continuing over and over. It's one of those things until I learned my lesson. Like, okay, get it. And the way how I learned my lesson is because I was against my dad. I was like feeling that I could, I felt that I was like Karate Kid, right? And I was like, okay, I can take you, right? And I was young, taking my dad hello, right? And I'm like, okay, let's go. And what my dad does is like, punches me, right away, right go to the floor, right? I learned my lesson. So, yeah, it's one of those things. So let us always remember that our actions not only have immediate effects, but also leave a lasting imprint on the eternal flow of causes and effects. That will shape our lives and the universe as a whole, right? So, Isian, thanks again for being here with me, for sharing this knowledge with all of us. And I hope this is helping you guys. Let us know with those questions if you start to realize if there's some patterns, if there's some beliefs that are holding you back, or things that you start to recognize. So let us know, put it in the comments, and see what you think. If you feel like, oh, this is helping, or there's something else that you want us to talk about, let us know in the comments as well. Okay?
And have a wonderful Mother's Day this weekend for everyone from Canada and United States. And
Chile,
where else
other
can you say?
places.
Oh, Chile. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where else.
Yeah, because in
but,
Mexico it's today the Mother's Day, so
that's right. Or you can apply the Mexican way, like us, right? We look for every excuse to have a party. So you can do like from today, hey, it's Mother's Day in Mexico. So from today to Sunday, right?
exactly.
And like I was sharing a post to Siam, is that, you know, mothers are actually someone that it doesn't matter what kind of childhood you had, if your mother was there for you or not. But we should be thankful that our mothers, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here, right? That as well had part of it, but mom was nourishing and give us comfort. So thank you guys for being here. I send you unconditional love to all the mothers. Thank you for being and yeah. So
And see you next week with the
see you
next
next week.
the next. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Rafa. Bye.